guys, Retro here. Welcome to my WrestleMania 41 predictions video. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for not doing any preview videos so far this year. I can't say that I've been following the WWE super closely lately, so it didn't feel right to make predictions, but this is WrestleMania, baby. I can't miss WrestleMania. Most people don't know this, but I've been watching WWE for decades. I remember watching WrestleMania 3. I saw Rip Hogan take on Andrew Tall live in person. I was actually there in the Pontiac Grand Prix. And actually, if you zoom in real close on the audience, you can actually see me. Watch, I'm right there, that's me. But anyway, I saw with my own eyes every single muscle fiber in Hogan's body disintegrate as he hoisted up Andrew Tall and slammed him to the mat. And we all know he sadly died 3 minutes later, but that's a story for another day. But nobody had ever slammed Andrew before, not even Hogan, and it was even better than the first time Hogan slammed him. So my point is, WrestleMania has been a very important part of my life since that day. So I hope you enjoy my predictions for WrestleMania 41. Let's start off with night 1 and the WWE Women's Championship match between your current champion, Tiffany Manhattan, versus Charcuterie Flair. Now Charcuterie won the Women's Royal Fumble, so I guess she chose Tiffany Manhattan as her Mania opponent. And there seems to be some real-life heat between them from what I understand. I think Charcuterie went off script once, and then Tiffy retaliated the next week. I think Tiffy said, hang on, let me get the exact quote here, I have it written down. She said, "Looks like you're going to beat your dad's record this year. Not for most championships, but for most divorces." And then Charcuterie responded, "I know you are, but what am I?" Guys, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. Now, I'm not sure if this is a real feud or it's just a storyline, but it's pretty entertaining either way. But I guess I'll go with the winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Charcuterie Flair. I mean, she won the Royal Fumble, so it only makes sense. Alright, next up we have a World Heavyweight Championship match between the current champion, Uter, versus the challenger, Jay Leno. Yeast. So, they made a story of what appears to be a real botch. It was pretty embarrassing too. So Jay was fighting somebody, I don't know, and he goes to dive over the top rope, right? And it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Somehow his pant cuff gets caught on the rope, and of course his momentum sends him right out of the ring as planned. But his pants get pulled right off of him. And to make things worse, I guess he ran out of clean underwear that day. I don't know, bro. So he's standing there outside the ring buck naked, and I guess it was cold that day, so there was significant shrinkage. There was no yeast in the bread that day, I tell you. It was brutal. He got mocked relentlessly on the internet. So they turned that into a story where he lost his mojo. He doesn't know if he can rise to the occasion and measure up to Uter. So his brother Bimmy gets mad and slaps the crap out of Uter. And then they have a match. And Uter wins. And after the match, he beats Bimmy to a bloody pulp while Jay is forced to watch the whole thing. And I mean, he absolutely demolishes Bimmy. It was kind of hard to watch, actually. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but if you look on social media, they actually showed a little clip of Bimmy in the hospital, and or what's left of him. He's just like a pile of mush in a mason jar. It's pretty brutal, man. So now Jay has his mojo back because now he's fighting for the vengeance for his brother. And I think near the end of the match, Jay will be winning, and then suddenly Ludwig von Koopa starts walking down the ramp to the ring to help Uter. But wait, what's this? It's Bimmy in his mason jar rolling down the ramp. Ludwig doesn't see him, and Bimmy rolls right under his foot. Ludwig wipes out and bonks his head on the ground. Jay gains so much courage from his brother's bravery, he hits super kick number 3,427, goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3, and your new World Heavyweight Champion, Jay Leno. Yeast. I think they were friends at one point, and Spade ruined Wyoming's chances at the Humiliation Chamber or something. I don't know, bro. And now they hate each other, I guess. The match should be fine, hopefully short and sweet. I like Spade best when she destroys her opponents quick. But I'm sure Wyoming will put up a fight. But with that said, I'm gonna go with Spade Cargill to win this match. Next up is the World Tag Team Championship match between your current champions, the Hog Riders, Cartman and iPad, versus the New Year, Loki Kingsman and James Woods. When did they become the Hog Riders again? I think I missed it. Didn't they change their name to the Vegan Raiders because some executive didn't like meat or something? I don't know, bro. I do think the New Year are gonna win this though. It's their year. I think Big D will come out during the match looking like he's gonna help their riders because of how the New Year turned their back on him. But then D will probably cause the riders to lose and officially rejoin the New Year as their manager. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the winners, the New Year. Alright, then we have the WWE United States Championship match between your current champion, LA Tonight, and Jacob's Ladder. Not too much to say about this match. Should be fun. LA Tonight always brings the energy, and Jacob always brings the crazy. With that said, I think it's Jacob's time to win a belt, so I'm gonna go with winner and new United States champion, Jacob's Ladder. Okay, then we have a singles match between Ray Romano versus El Grande Bastardo, which nobody really knows who this guy is yet. There's a lot of theories which are pretty ridiculous, but I'll give you my theory in a bit. I think it's pretty obvious, but anyway, whoever he is, he's a fantastic wrestler. And Romano is always amazing, especially when you consider he's 50 years old. That's nuts. So what will happen, I think, is that Bastardo will have Romano in some kind of position where he can take off his mask, which is a huge dishonor, of course, but Romano will reverse it somehow, causing Bastardo to be unmasked, and I don't think Ray will do it on purpose because he's an honorable man. But regardless, Bastardo will be unmasked to reveal his face and his true identity. And I think we all pretty much know who he is, and I've been doing research just to see if I can confirm this, and I'm pretty sure we all know that Bastardo's true identity is Mike Hungry. I mean, like I said, it's obvious, and I'll be marking out the whole time if it's true. I'm a huge mark for Mike. But anyway, Mike will be so shocked and humiliated, giving Romano a chance to hit his finisher, the 69 giggity. 1, 2, 3, it's over. After the match, I think Mike Hungry will grab Ray, put him up on his shoulders, bend his knees, and do one powerful squat, so hard that Ray will fly out of the stadium into the sky and out of orbit, becoming the first luchador in the space. But don't worry, his mask will protect him from space radiation and all that stuff, so he should be fine. Godspeed, Romano. Godspeed. But anyway, like I said, winner is Ray Romano. The final match for night 1 will be a triple stench match between Roman Rage, CM Punch, with Ball Bearer, of course, and Seth Jokin Myers. I really have no clue what's gonna happen here, no clue at all. My first guess was that Seth would win with the help of Ball Bearer, but I was watching Monday Night War, and Michael Coleslaw mentioned that as a possibility, which means that it's not gonna happen most likely. So now I have no clue. Maybe Rage and Myers end up getting back together and teaming up on Punch. Maybe Punch and Rage form an alliance, or maybe it's Punch and Myers. Who knows? At the end of the day, though, there could only be one winner, so I'm just gonna go with my original pick, Seth Jokin Myers. Alright, let's move on to night 2. We have a triple stench Women's World Championship match between your current champion Marble Rye versus Blanca Blair versus Rihanna Ripper. Another triple stench match. Not my favorite type of match, but anyway, it should still be a good one. I never really cared much about Marble Rye, but she has been growing on me a bit. Although she looks a lot less convincing as a butt kicker than Blair or Ripper, she's shown that she can hold her own against them, so I think she can pull off an upset and retain. So yeah, for this match, I'm going with Marble Rye to retain her Women's World Championship. Alright, then we have a singles match between AJ Lee and Hollywood Paul Hogan. I really don't care about the storyline for this match. I don't even know what the story is, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. It should be a lot of fun. Not a big fan of Paul Hogan as a person, but in the ring, he always makes a spectacle of himself. And in real life, he usually makes a testicle of himself, but anyway. And AJ Lee always delivers in the ring, so I think the match could go either way. But I'd have to pick Paul Hogan with some shenanigans, of course. So winner, Hollywood Paul Hogan. Alright, then we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, featuring your champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Bayley and Lycra Vinyl. Don't really have much to say about this match. It should be a match, and that's about it. So, no, it should be fine, but again, not really much to say, so I'm just gonna go with Liv Morgan and Raquel retaining the Tag Team Championship. Okay, now we have the Fecal 4-Way WWE Inconsequential Championship match, featuring your current champion, Bunsen Burner, versus Pentagon, versus Finn Burger, versus Dominic Toretto. This one should be good. Again, Fecal 4-Ways are not my thing either, but these guys, this combination of guys, I think it'll be really good. Out of these four, I think 3 are potentially good winners. They all have a shot. I would eliminate Finn Burger first as a potential winner. I just don't see that. Dominic Toretto would be fun if he won. I'm not sure if he won any gold yet, but if he did, that would be fun to see. But I don't think that he's gonna win. Pentagon is pretty good. He's been impressing me since I first seen him debut. I like his look. I like his in-ring ability. He's pretty cool. But I don't think it's his time yet. So I really do think Bunsen Burner will retain the WWE Inconsequential Championship for this match. Okay, then there is a Sin City street fight between Damian Breach versus Drew McIntosh. Sin City, I thought we were in Vegas. Not Sin City, somebody really screwed that one up. And what is a Sin City match anyway? I guess they have to wander the streets committing as many sins as possible, like gambling, drinking, escorts, eating junk food, that kind of thing, and they get points for each sin they commit. It's like a debauchery fest or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'll pick Drew McIntosh as the winner here. Alright, here's the match we've all been waiting for. The unidentified WWE Championship match between your champion, Cody Stones, and the challenger, John Cena. And to be honest, I'm not really buying John Cena's heel turn here. It's just hard to believe that after 75 years of goody two-shoes Cena, he suddenly turns into a bitter as hell guy who always frowns. He's doing a good job with it, but I just don't think it's the right approach. I just find it very dull. I think instead, Cena should have leaned hard into his goody two-shoes persona. People already hate it, so why not push it to the extreme? Cena would then realize that he's not Super Cena anymore. He's old and his body can't do what it used to, so in a high-profile match against the babyface, there could be a controversial ending where it looks like Cena may have cheated out of desperation, but it shouldn't be clear. And this whole time, Cena could still be acting like the smiling babyface and all that stuff. Then in another match, he'll blatantly cheat this time to win, and yet still acting like nothing happened, everything's good, I'm the babyface, I'm smiling, blah blah blah. And the fans will just explode with hatred and boos while Cena's just pretending like they're not booing at all. And then, they can show him backstage using his power to intimidate people and using his politicking to influence WWE officials, stuff like that. I think that would have done a lot more to get me into it and to make me believe it, since he has been accused of, backstage shenanigans in the past. So, anyway, it is what it is. Now, who will win this match? Otherwise, what's he gonna do after this, Here's how I think it's gonna go down. Sia will hit stones with his dreaded Thunder Punch. Cody goes down like a sack of stones. It looks like he's out cold and seriously hurt. Naturally, the ref is obligated to check on Cody and make sure he's still alive, doesn't have a concussion, all that kind of stuff. But suddenly, the ref notices a fan in the front row wearing unauthorized WWE merchandise. While the ref leaves the ring to investigate, Sia grabs the steel steps from ringside, brings it into the ring, hoists it up over his head, and just as he's about to permanently separate Cody's stones from his body, a little kid jumps the barrier and slides into the ring. Oh my god, it's little Jimmy, he's real. R-Tooth was right. Little Jimmy is real, oh my god. Little Jimmy looks up at Sia and says, "Please don't do it, please. I love you, John Cena. I totally love you." Suddenly, John Cena stumbles. He looks very confused and disoriented. He looks down at Cody, and you can see Sia mouth the words, "What am I doing?" He looks at the kid, and the cruel frown that's been etched on his face slowly gives way. And for just a moment, we see the kind-hearted smile of Cena return. That is, until, if you smell what the jock is cooking. Oh my god, it's the jock. The great one, the final boss. He sticks his hand down his pants, rummages around, and finally pulls out a doll. A John Cena doll. Oh my god, it's a voodoo doll of John Cena. What the hell? What the hell's Jock? He holds it up and appears to do some kind of chant. The frown on Cia's face instantly returns. Little Jimmy, as if he knows what's about to happen, looks into Cia's eyes one last time and softly says, "Never give up." Boom! The steel steps come crashing down on little Jimmy with the force of a 10 megaton blast. The remains of Jimmy fill the stadium in the form of a fine red mist. Sia picks up Cody's stones and sets the table for the 5-course meal.